Hold down the brake. It'll be a 32 mil socket. Didn't film it, but I just put this nut, screwed it down until it was flush with that there stud, and hit it with a hammer. That's how I got it out. After the tie rod, we're gonna take these two bolts right here out. Look a little bit rusted, let's hit them with some PB plaster. Gonna be using a 21 mil for this. So we pulled this down, and then this swung out the way underneath there. And then we took the whole assembly, pulled it back, and the drive shaft came through that hole there. And we just tapped it a little bit with that hammer and that copper pin and knocked it out the back. And now we're here.
Camo ratchet strap.
So to get this axle out, we got a slide hammer on a ratchet strap. Don't know how well you can see this, but up in there, it's wrapped around where the axle goes into the transmission. It's hard to get to with trying to film, but we got that wrapped around there. And I'm gonna take this here pry bar and pry underneath up in there and see if we can get it to pop out. All right. Literally right after I stopped the camera, this guy popped out just with a few more hits and a little bit more prying. There it is. Out. And here's everywhere you need to take. Those are Torx right there. And then you got all of these little plastic little things you got to pop out. Let's get to it. All right, guys, we got the wheel liners out. Got some stuff there we got to clean out. But wasn't that hard of a procedure after all. Got this one out as well. Don't forget there's a thread right there on both sides. You got to take them bolts out. It's like a plastic little nut that you're gonna screw. But that's the wheel liners out. So we popped all of these little clips out, and then for the bottom, that little pin there, you have to pinch it, and then it'll squeeze those 3 tabs in. There's 3 of them there, and then you can pull it out from the bottom. Now we have taken all the bolts from underneath the front bumper out, and now all this here is loose. So this nut and bolt and 2 washers was bolted together right here, and that's part of this fender piece. And then I took out this screw right there of the side of here, and now the bumper is free and I can slide it forward and backward. Taking the same bolt and screw out of this side, and we should just be able to lift this off. Beast.
You gotta.
Oh, hold on, watch out for this guy. Alright, so now we're to the point where we gotta take this exhaust system out, because we have to take this subframe out from underneath here to get our steering rack out as well. so just so we can get the clutch replaced. And so we're gonna take this bolt right here off. We're gonna spray a little bit there, loosen it up, take those rubber pieces out. I'm pretty sure they just pull off of there, and take that plate there out, and keep on working our way down to the back. Take this whole exhaust system out all the way up to right there. So now we have this bolt undone, and what I did to get that band off is I put my needle nose in here like so, and I grabbed one hand here and one hand on this side, and I pulled it apart, and then was able to use the lip right here to pry backwards, and I got it to pop off of here, as you can see. Let's keep going. In order to get these bits off right here, these two rubber pieces, I just wedged my panel popper between there and pried back on it until I could see that it was off. So for the back here, I just took my pry bar and wedged it between the muffler and this rubber piece here and popped it off. So the last thing we need to do is take these 6 10mm bolts out of the body. That bracket right there is the only thing stopping my exhaust from coming out. Let's get to it. So that was it. Rubber boot there, rubber boot there, rubber boot there, rubber boot there, and then that band right there, and that plate underneath there with the 6 bolts, 6 10mm bolts, and that's it. That's the whole exhaust out. Now we came up here and I loosened that nut right there, or actually bolt, sorry. And now this whole piece is loose on that shaft that comes up through the firewall. We gotta take these 2 bolts out. That one, this nut, this arm here. There's a bolt up there I gotta take out. Same on this side. Up there, that bolt there. And then I got those 3 that attach to this part of it here that I gotta take out. Those 3. And then these 2 over here, same like I got on the other side. And then I'm pretty sure, oh, and it's not here. After that, it should all drop down together. So let's see what happens. Alright, so you also had to loosen the nut around that steering shaft from inside the vehicle. And there's a bolt on this bracket that bolted right there. And there was one exactly like it on the other side. And that's pretty much it. Just take all the other bolts. Oh, and there was also that dog bone right there that stabilizes the engine. That bolted right there. You got to take that out in order to get it down as well. But there she is. So now we're going to take these 2 bolts that have the arrows pointed at them out, which are located right there and right there. So now we have unplugged the ECU right here, or ECM, whatever you want to call it, there. And in order to do that, when these are flipped up, you have to push that little pin right here down before you flip it forward like that. And then they'll all come off. And after you do that, there'll be 4 bolts down there. Well, we've already taken all this. This will be set back over here, and that drops down in there like so. But there's 4 bolts at the bottom of it that you'll have to do. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, and no, I think it was over here. Yeah, 4. Which are located right here underneath the ECU that we just took out. And then the next ones we're taking out are right down there. 1, 2, and then there'll be 2 more underneath there on that side.